we do here is go back.
Hey everyone, Jeff Valentine here, and we're back on episode 3. But first, I need some coffee. Oh, that's good. So, let's get into it. Today's talk or lesson is going to be about scheduling. So, I've talked about consistency. I said that's the most important thing. You got to be consistent, sticking to a plan, sticking to a routine. But we need to now make that routine. We got to make that routine in such a way that it works for our lives, because that's all we're doing here. We're literally finding a way of changing your habits, changing the way you do things. Not necessarily extreme, but in such a way that it fits your life. It has to fit, because it is uncomfortable, but it has to fit in the way that you do things. So, we need a schedule. Why do we need a schedule? Well, if you don't like schedules, fair enough. I think a lot of people don't like schedules. But I will advise that it is a good idea to have a schedule. The reason I say that, even if you did it just once, it's good to have an overview of what your life looks like. And then to make an idea or a plan on where can I fit in my priorities. And in this case, we're obviously talking about fitness. But I mean, this can apply to anything. So, we're making a schedule, and we're going to look at various options. Well, I'm going to put a schedule together for you guys, and I want to show you what a schedule would look like and where you could fit in your fitness training, for example. You will have to adjust your schedule according to how your life looks. Unfortunately, it's impossible for me to make a perfect schedule for somebody. That's all dependent on what you do in your day-to-day activities. So, that being said, let's go and check out the schedule. So, what we have here is a schedule. We have a Monday to Sunday schedule from midnight till 11:30 at night. And this is just a rough idea of how you could schedule your life. I'm going to show you some, vague idea of what the average person does. Maybe, look, everyone's life is different. Some of us have children, some of us don't have children, some of us have partners, and some of us don't have partners. And so it will look differently for everybody. But what I can tell you is that it is possible to schedule your life in such a way that it'll always fit. So, that being said, let's have a look at the first option here. So, the first one is that everyone sleeps. And of course, I put in here 7 hours. I don't like to, typically if I'm on a scheduled plan or gym program, I schedule my life that I sleep roughly about 7 hours. Some people want to sleep more because they say it's better for muscle recovery and blah, blah, blah. You do it how you like. Some people want to sleep 6 hours so they have more time in their day. Ideally, that would be good. If you're trying to achieve a lot, sleep a bit less so you have the extra 2 hours of sleep. The next is, you've got to get ready for work, you've got to travel, and this will obviously be adjustable to people who travel further, and some who have less traveling time obviously save themselves a lot of time on getting ready to go to work and traveling to work. This is just my idea, and I'm explaining it as best I can. Adjust it as you need. What I can say is that if you are traveling very far, you're wasting a lot of your time, and I would then try and use that time effectively. So if you have the opportunity to listen to something maybe positive or mentally motivating, then use that time effectively. And obviously you have your time traveling home again. The next is your job, or if you're studying, or whatever you do in your your day-to-day activity to get yourself your income, the way you earn money that supports your lifestyle. Most people work 8 hours with a half an hour lunch break, so I've put in here from 8:30 to 5. It might be different for you. Maybe you work less hours, maybe you work more hours. Like I said, it has to suit you and your life. But this is a rough idea of what it would look like. And then the most important one for me, the gym. So here we've got, I said from 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock, which, understand, look at the different colors. I've put you in red, the very dark red ones. This is for, I would say, the minimum time you need to go to the gym, at least 1 hour. And if you schedule that at least 3 times a week, it's good. If you can do 1.5 hours, that's the optimal. If you do really want to go and do the extra mile, do 2 hours. So do 2 hours of gym. I think 2 hours of gym is the best. You can pace yourself nicely. You can really do a lot in 2 hours of training. And you know, unfortunately for me, I'm a bit more social when it comes to the gym stuff. So I always end up talking to people. And so it does take a little bit longer. But I try to be a little bit social as well. But when you're in the gym, do your best to focus, concentrate, and really make the absolute most out of those 2 hours, or in this case, I would say 1.5 hours. Try and do 1.5 hours if you can. Very important. And do that 3 times a week. And then pretty much the rest is free time. I mean, look, not free time, but if you have to do shopping, there you've got time on Tuesday and Thursday, for example, to go and do shopping. And then you can also go home early and play with your kids, or you do whatever you want. You can make dinner. I would say when you make dinner, try and prepare a meal for the next day as well. So if you're making dinner, make sure you have something for lunch. You know, there you save yourself the double effort of what's for lunch tomorrow. You're already trying to make something healthy, I hope. And so you have now the option to make also a meal for the next day, or for the next 2 days, or the next week. All depends on how you want to do it. If you want to chill, hey, Netflix, man, go for it. There's a lot of time for Netflix. There's a lot of time with your partners. You can work on projects. You can meet up with friends and have drinks. You can read a book, which I really recommend. Read books, man. They really they will increase your knowledge, your ideas, your understanding of life and the way you work. I would read a lot of self-help books. That's what I would recommend. If you like reading other things, do that, you know. But I'm just saying, there is a lot of free time. And if you want to play games and stuff, go for it, man. There's, as you see here in the blue section, there's a lot of free time. Really a lot. You've got your whole Saturday and Sunday to go and do whatever you like. Go shopping, prep meals for the week. You know, you could even go to the gym. You can work on your hobbies. You have so much free time that I don't see how somebody couldn't schedule at least 3 days a week of gym. It's really impossible. Understand that this should become something to you that is like as important as breathing or showering. You know, you look after your hygiene, why not look after your body? You know, and that's why I say it's very easy and difficult. It's difficult in the beginning to get the habit right, to get the gym, to get the scheduling. But once you've got it, your whole life will change, because it becomes a routine for you. It becomes just as simple and as easy as putting on your clothes at some stage. And that's what's important. If you can reach that point, which takes about 30 days of consistency, and obviously week in, week out, month in, month out, if you start sticking to this schedule, you'll start to see that really and truly you will get the habit going, the routine, and you will become a machine that just does it. And it's not even a pain for you. It's not an effort anymore. The dieting is the same thing. And you will then find yourself all of a sudden having huge, massive results simply because you have a schedule and you have a routine. Like I said, you don't have to stick to this, to the second. It's recommended. I would recommend it, but if you want to be a bit more flexible in your life, just have a rough idea of when you want to go to the gym. Like I put it here that it's after working hours, for 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I put it 3 times a week, for example, Obviously, it depends on the type of gym program you're trying to do, but 3 times a week is a minimum. And if you just do 2 hours or 1.5 hours, and even if it's an hour, it's better than nothing. Just understand that. Rather go for it. If you're like, really, I don't have a lot of time, just go half an hour, 1 hour. Just be in the gym. It will mentally help you to also keep that habit, and it'll make you feel good even if you didn't do a lot. At least you did something, and that's important. So, with that being said, let's go back and carry on the next. So guys, I'm almost done with my coffee, which is really good. Man, I love coffee. So that's a rough idea of a schedule. And look, you've got to adjust it to how it fits to you. That's most important. Obviously, look at your life, look at what is important to you, your priorities. Go and figure it out. Sit down for half an hour, man, and just, go and look at what do you need to prioritize in your life. What things aren't so important? Could I watch a little bit less TV, for example, or a little bit less Netflix, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to kill you, but trust me, that little bit of time that you invest, and obviously the more you invest of it, you're going to get results. It's literally just putting in that time and going to the gym and training. There's another combination, obviously, with diet. If you diet and you schedule and you combine the two together, that is literally the magic right there. I would say the dieting is the most important part, because it's your body works and adjusts to its environment. That's how it works in nature as well. And I don't want to get into too much details, but on a cellular level, your cells adjust to their environment, and it's the same with dieting. What you put in your body is going to adjust, which is basically what you're putting in is from your environment, and it's going to adjust your body to what is being put into it. And that's what I mean by adjusting your environment. When you go to the gym and you train, you are changing the environment in which your body is in existence. And by changing the environment that it's in, it has to adapt to that new environment. And that's why it's so important. You need to get that that understanding. But just trust me, even if you don't understand what I've said now, just do it. Just go to the gym 3 times. Minimum is 3 times a week. If you want to lose weight, you want to go more, I'll explain all of that in the next video. But guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And I'll see you in the next one. And have a good week. Ciao.